Hi folks, and welcome to the first episode in a series of Master of Command, a strategy war game that just released recently. This is set during the 7 Years' War, and it's like a cross between the Total War games with Total War style battles, a bit like also Ultimate General style battles, and Battle Brothers, which is like a fantasy squad-based RPG, if you're familiar with that. Now this sounds like a bit of a strange mix, so let's be clear what this game is and what it isn't. It is not a completely accurate representation of the 7 Years' War battles and campaigns. But what it is a procedurally generated, so it's different every time you play, series of campaigns where you have to build up an army fighting in these scenarios that are thrown at you during set roughly during the 7 Years' War, that you will then have to expand and build up your forces to defeat, kind of like a boss level army at the end of each run that you do. And there's 5 different nations in the game so far. There's Britain, there's Austria, there's Prussia, Russia, and the Kingdom of France. They all have different armies to unlock within each faction, and they have different abilities and traits, shall we say. So let's jump on into this, and it'll become more apparent what this is as we play. We're going to play as Britain, obviously, at the start, because I like the red coats. They look awesome. And our starting army that we get, the trait is Coffers over Corpses. So we get a subsidy of 10 thalers. I think it's pronounced thalers, not thalers, which is basically coinage or gold, currency, if you like, to you and me. So they get some income per day because Britain is rich. But to build new brigades in the army is more expensive. That's with this particular army. We also get the thin red line. We gain double the veterancy in drilling stance. That's probably not something we're going to use a lot because it involves standing still, and time is of the essence in this. So let's jump in and you will see what we get as we go. Okay, so the British army here is under the command of Ferdinand von Braunschweig. Is that of Brunswick? I don't know. I've never heard of this guy. Was he a real character? Let me know in the comments. And we've got 3 campaign starts to choose from. Now these are different every time you play. Every game you play will generate something different of this. And they're just short maps with short scenarios, which will give you a reward if you fill the conditions. So we can reinforce Westphalia, we can suppress Thuringia, or reinforce Brandenburg. I think Britain and Prussia were allies during this war, I think. I don't know a lot about the 7 Years' War. Know a little bit about the style of fighting, but not so much about the content of the battles. So this is the rewards we get for fulfilling one objective. We would get some Highland Grenadiers, some Highland Foot. Highland Grenadiers are an upgraded version of Highland Foot, so that is probably going to be a harder requirement. Reinforce 4 outposts. Raid 3 settlements. Raid sounds good. And for this one, we'll get some subsidy Jaegers, which are light infantry. Probably more important are the tactics, or what's this word called? It's like this is like a trait or a perk you get. A doctrine, that's what it is. If we do the secondary or the second objective, it's probably harder. So we would get a cavalry focus. Alright, okay, so that's going to make our cavalry level up faster. Light infantry tactics. Okay, if we have a lot of light infantry, it makes them 15% more effective. It's nice. I don't know if we're going to get a lot of light infantry in the game. This one, saboteurs. Enemy campaign move speed. Oh, that sounds awesome. That is an awesome perk, and you will see why when we play. We're going to go for this one. So the infantry reward is not amazing, but this I think is going to be great. Act 1, Brandenburg. It's generating the map. And this is our army. We can rename commanders. So this is our 1st Brigade under the command of Markgfl. Obviously, the wisest of all British commanders. If you'd like to appear in the game as one of the subsequent officers and brigade commanders, I think bad things can happen to them. So you might not want to be under my rule. But anyway, let me know in the comments. He is an equestrian leader, so has some nice bonuses to cavalry. That's great, but we don't start with a lot to begin with. And he also gets some infantry accuracy bonus, but a cost of reload speed. So stats are often a trade-off in this. All right, let's see what we've got. We can pay to have new brigades, and we'll need to get officers and stuff, but you'll see how that works as we go. Let's have a look. We've got the cavalry that they're on. Start with worn sabers. So this is where the RPG element comes into this. We have to loot or buy or acquire better equipment for our troops, and they level up. And oh, actually, you can see that this is the upgrade tree. This is our cavalry. It become light dragoons or British dragoons, and this is where well, recruits and infantry upgrade to. So it seems like a limited one for the British. I've seen other things in other trees which look, or other nations' trees which look kind of cool. Anyway, let's go to the Highlanders. We can also change the flags. So if anyone wanted a custom regiment name putting in here, it can be done. And we can also choose the types of flags and colours and emblems. This is quite nice. Anyway, we've got some bagpipers, which will increase morale and charge. Charge bonus? I'm suddenly thinking that... Oh, no, hang on. This can only be assigned to infantry. I'm suddenly thinking, yeah, let's give that to the cavalry, but I would like to see someone riding a horse into battle at the gallop whilst playing the pipes. That would be quite impressive. We've also got some carbines. Now, these can be given to infantry, but I think, the range is pretty pants. So, yeah, let's give them to the horsemen. They can now shoot. We've got some accuracy at the cost of reload. This is a regimental staff marksman. This is like, when you're playing Battle Brothers or an RPG, this is like giving equipment to your squad members, though, which I think is quite good. Oh, hang on. We'll give that to the regular guys. They also have the spontoon pikes. Veterancy gain and extra morale. We'll give that to our British foot. And we have T, accuracy and reload. Now, because they have a reload penalty there, I'm going to give them T, and they get that reload benefit back. Day 1. War is upon us. General, your army stands at the frontier. Though modest in size, your forces are disciplined and in good order. A nearby depot lies ahead, lightly defended, and will serve as a starting point to begin your campaign. Though you'll need to press onward soon after. The land is open and the roads clear, ideal for seeking out skirmishes and encounters. Engage patrols boldly, even those larger than your own. Their troops are of a lower quality, and their spoils and equipment will serve your army well. We await your progress. This is the overall objective, obviously. We've got to defeat the enemy headquarters, which is a big, it's like a boss level stack of troops. And this is the time we have to do it in. There are events, we've got 150 days, there's events that can alter how that accelerates. We can spend time for some of the benefits. So, we have a town of Magdeburg up ahead. We don't know what is just off the beaten track. Some of the... Oh, hang on, what are these? Battlefields? We need to secure 5 battlefields. Alright, so there's 1, 2, and I see one just here. 4... Oh, 5. Okay, we can do this quite easy. We can do a little loop. Walking along roads is faster. We also need to find some outposts, though. So, first stop, supply cache right here. And this is where the RPG element also comes in. It's a little story driven throughout this. I quite like this. Your Grace, a supply cache lies before us, but a handful of enemy stragglers stand watch. We may strike swiftly and seize one part of the stock before they can react. Coin, provisions, or powder. And there will be a fight at the end of this. So, we can take their coin. We can take their provisions. I'm trying to work out how many of the provisions and ammunition we can buy with the coin. But I think coin's probably more important, so we'll take that. So that generates a little fight. And this is going to be our first battle. Enemy forces, cavalry, and a couple of just regular recruits. And there's a little bit of history as we have loading screens as well. There is also a little campaign story in this of, I think, 4 battles where you play as Frederick the Great. Not that he was known as Frederick the Great at the start of his career. But they look to be just one-off battles, so we're jumping in with a full procedurally generated campaign. Alright, we have the map ahead of us. Obviously, towns and trees do count as cover. Hills give a benefit for being uphill. And there's a lot of open terrain on this, so we have no artillery to worry about. Let's just go straight to the battle. Let's gather up... Oh, actually, we can... there's a convenient hedge line here. Let me get behind the hedge. And let's just speed up the battle a little bit. We'll have the cavalry on that flank. Oh, sorry, that's my general. We'll have the cavalry behind here because they have to counter the enemy cavalry. That's Cossack cavalry. Wait, are we fighting Russians here? I think that's actually the Russian flag. I'm not aware of what it is in this. Say, I'm used to Russians having green uniforms in these sort of games. They don't here. They could well be. Right. Slow the game down a little bit. What I want to watch out for is that cavalry coming at me. And generals have... We want them near the front. Okay, we've got some benefit of cover from the hedge, which is great. So we should easily outshoot these guys. We've just smashed that. That's excellent. Right. Hang on. They've hit my infantry. The cavalry will rout from that. Brilliant. Let's bring my cavalry out. Oh, it's just a retreat. Okay. I didn't get the cavalry into fight there. It's a shame. So you'll notice that as soon as all the enemy units are broken at the same time, that's it, battle over. There's no mass slaughter in this, which was the case at the time, I think. It wasn't... these weren't the wars of medieval total war where we slaughter the enemy to the last man. And then we get some loot. I should say that broken units can rally and come back to fight, but if they're all broken at the same time, the army retreats. We've got loot, which we'll go check out, and then we get to choose cash and ammunition, which is good. Reservists, which will be new recruits, so we basically conscript some of the captured guys we've beaten. And an exchange. I'm not quite sure what that means, but we get food and experience for the guys that we have. How do we get... It's like, are we selling them to the local meat trade? I don't know what that is. Anyway, that's fine. We're going to take ransom for cash and ammo. So that is cool. Promotions over there. It just means it doesn't mean that we can instantly give them or promote them. So British Foot, these guys, I think they got 1 point. Yeah, 1 point. But then they 6 points to become either veteran or grenadiers. So they need to fight quite a few battles. And that'll be the same. So what have we got? We've got Horseman's Jackets, which reduce melee damage coming in. That's excellent. Haversacks, which is extra morale, reduced movement. Oh, we've got some artillery stuff. Excellent. We'll definitely want to save that for the artillery. And, buckshot rounds? I don't know if that was actually used in combat during the 7 Years' War. It's a feature here. We'll put it to one side. Actually, we're going to stick it over there. We're going to sell that when we get to a town. Captured regimental flags are for selling. They're for saving. So we need cartridge boxes, which is going to be far more use to these dudes. Because ammo consumption goes down and we have to buy ammunition. So I'm going to switch that out for the T. Yes, I know, that's going to cause a rebellion in the ranks. Take the British soldiers' tea away. That would be a major, major thing. We'll give that to the Highlanders, actually. They can have the tea. And then we've also got, extra morale. There's no reason not to use this, so we'll put that on the horsemen for now. Although movement speed going down is not good. But that's cool. Let's replenish. And we're out of recruits, so I need to buy some more. Let's go. So, we are heading towards Magdeburg. Oh, an encampment. See, this is our view range around the map, so things will appear as we move around. A field hospital. This encampment has been repurposed into a field hospital with tarpaulins hung and bloodied men lying on pallets both within and without. To our surprise, the wounded wear enemy colours. We may spare them and make use of the place jointly, or drive them out and claim the grounds for our own wounded alone. Mercy or expedience, each has its cost. See, if we had an officer in our ranks with the or if we had the army doctoring field officers or sanitary conditions, we could choose this option, which is the best option. But otherwise, we can either share the hospital and get some reservists, which we need, dispose of the enemy's wounded and get more reservists at the cost of 70 ammo, 630 to 8, so it's an extra 200 reservists for 70 ammo. I'm going to do that because we're actually okay for ammunition at the moment, and then we can replenish and do that. So I'm going to go... No, I'm not going to go and visit the battlefield first. We're going to go to Magdeburg first. Oh, holy crap. We walked straight into a fight there. They've got 2 units of horse. This might be... this might be game over right now. The only thing I can say, the Russian hussars are going to be quality. The rest... All right. Okay, I've got a sneaky idea here. What we're going to do is we're going to move everything over to this side. There's a river. I think it's fordable along its entire length. But there's a hill at the back, and we're going to use that hill to our advantage because we're outnumbered. It doesn't give us cover, but it does give us a high ground benefit. So let's start. Let's end deployment there. Let's get the Highland Foot and the British Foot deployed so we can get the benefit of this hill. I'm going to stand right in the middle of it as well. And we're going to have our general stood on the back, giving his morale bonus to both sides. And we're going to have the provincial cavalry just in reserve. And I'm going to watch where the Russians go. And if nothing else, it might just... Oh, they're being wise. They're not just marching straight at me. They're aligning their front before they come at me. Okay, that's a smart move. The Cossacks we can beat, but the Hussars I'm kind of scared of. It might be wise. Do you know what might be wise? It might be wise if we just shorten our front lines a bit. Now, I believe this makes us less effective in ranged combat, because we have basically less people at the front. And the guys at the back, if they can fire, and I don't think this line can, then their fire is not effective. No, these guys at the back are just reserves for the front. But we have the entirety of them on the high ground, which gives us elevation. Now then. Don't know what benefit that's going to give us, so we're going to find out pretty soon. We're going to get the cavalry around here, actually, because we're going to get outflanked. Can I go off the map, by the way? Is this a hard map edge? I don't know if it is. And it's the bloody cavalry that I am concerned about. So let's just keep my horsemen... Okay, so the first bunch of recruits has bounced off. And I'm going to order the cavalrymen to come up on the flank and just shoot in there. Observation recruits. So green bar is number of men, blue bar is the morale underneath. Okay, that's excellent. There's some more guys coming back. Let's just bring my cavalry back here. Highland Foot. It's okay. Because we're outnumbered, we're turtling up nicely, and this is how we... Right, okay. Give them a oh no! I moved! I thought I had the cavalry selected. That's potentially fatal. And I'm running at 2 times speed still. Yikes, okay. So, we made a bit of a blunder there. Let's just spread out like that. And now it's time to get the cavalry in. Oh, go up the side. I don't want to take a shot with my horsemen. I don't want to be shot with my horsemen. Okay, they're reloading. This is the time to go in. And they're shattered anyway. Didn't get the horsemen in. Again. Trying to protect them. I think taking up position on that hill was the smart thing to do in that situation. Right, so casualties abound. Loot acquired. Oh, and we get some horses as well. You would think we would already start with horses being cavalry. But no, it classes as an item. Some different guns. Yeah, there's some cool stuff. I'm going to take the cash because we can then use it to recruit troops at this place. And that's an extra 102. And it means we won't be buying ammunition. So let's do that. We should have enough men to replace our losses. Nice. We're leveling up quite well. The British foot are. I don't think the Highlanders are getting us involved. And the horses... the cavalry hasn't leveled up at all, which is not good. So what did we get here? This is a simple choice. So step horses... It is an item. Okay, we just took that. By the way, we can unlock more of these slots just by spending some cash, so that might be something that we choose to do. Horseshoes, stamina and move speed. There's no reason not to do it. I'm going to spend the cash then, because when our horsemen do get involved, this will make them more effective. The rest is infantry stuff. We're going to recruit some infantry, so now my British foot have the land pattern musket. I'm a bit sketchy on what all these stats do, but I think that the top one is range. Actually, it gives a sum up of what this musket is good at. It's better at accuracy and melee, and not so good at range and charge damage, which, hang on, it's good at melee, but not at charge. Go figure. We've got Delft muskets. These are basic. They have range, reload, and melee, but not so good on the... Actually, the accuracy is 14% on these, compared to 25. Yeah, I don't think I'll be changing those. There are better ones available. We can always just sell them. This is quite good. The shepherd's axes, because it gives a cover bonus, i.e. it's like having a detachment of engineers, or they were called pioneers at the time, and they would just, well, I guess in this instance, they're chopping down trees and fences to make some cover. I don't know if that was much of a 7 Years' War thing. It's definitely an American Civil War thing 100 years later. I need to go and read my history. The 7 Years' War, I don't even know for sure roughly when it was, but I can't be far out. Let's have a look. We've still got the tea. The shepherd's axes, though, are worth doing. But let's go shopping, because that's to sell, and these are all to keep. So let's go... Whoops. Let's go shopping. Oh, no, let's go... No, yeah, shopping first, because we go to... Now, you think you'd buy horses from a stable. This place, by the way, has 2 stats. So there's a supply surplus. So it just means there's more supplies available to buy. And cattle farms, so even more provisions available, and they're cheap. So let's reprovision here, because this is cheap, actually. So, and we could... Actually, if I risked it, I could stock up for the entire game at this place, but we need the cash. We sell the flags. We sell the buckshot. And we confirm that. That's gone. We can't really afford to buy any of the nice stuff here. We're going to try and loot all our horses and things. It is nice if you've got cash. We're going to find that cash is something we're always short of. So if we visit, first off, the noble estate. These are new officers we can recruit. Now, this is their level and the number of perks that they come with. And we might decide that we don't want all those. Cheap. We want cheap. George William Griffin. I think we can change the names. I haven't tried, but I'm pretty sure we can. This adds a supply wagon, and I don't know what that does. But it's not a bad stat. Brutal. Melee goes up. Artillery reload, but artillery actually goes down. See, these are all things that you don't necessarily want in a leader. You can buy 0 level leaders. I'm going to recruit 1. Having a supply wagon's no bad thing. If we go to the barracks, we have these forces available. So, oh, British Light Dragoons. I can't even afford them. I can't afford them. Is there anything cheap? There's red coat. Excellent. We'll take the red coat recruits. These are like the lowest level of British infantry. So we'll have those. And I can afford some subsidy recruits. We can see what these guys will level up to. Subsidy recruits will go to Hanoverian or Brunswickers. Or we can make them field artillery. Basically, they're troops with British subsidies are paid for to fight. We've recruited them from the German... I was going to say colonies isn't the right word. The German lands that the king is head of state of. Who was king at this point? George II? Don't know. And we can go down cavalry as well. Shall I get them? I mean, we need more forces. Yeah, let's take them. Let's just take them. Right, that leaves me absolutely skint, but that's okay because we've... I can afford another 500 recruits. That's okay. We're going to have 57 coins in reserves. Let's go check out the army now because we're going to need to tool these guys up a bit. Oh, I've over-recruited. I can't afford to put the new brigade in action. That's fine. We will get them in. We will get them in. They start off, by the way, with worn muskets. Oh, so then we just replace them for the Delft musket because it's better than worn. And we may as well give these guys tea and the shepherd's axes, which will make them... They're not going to be great as raw recruits, but they're going to be okay. All right, let's leave... Tell you what, we won't. We'll just quickly sell that. And then we leave. And we're going to go check out this battlefield over here. The duel. Your Grace, while searching the wreckage, our men discovered an enemy officer, wounded but defiant. He rose unsteadily and challenged one of our own to single combat. It is a curious affair, more fitting to the old codes and to the present war. Should we allow it, you must decide which of our officers shall take the field, and by what arms they shall meet. The men have gathered quietly to watch. Duel with rapiers, a lower risk. There's a moderate chance your officer wins, but if he loses, a moderate chance he's wounded instead of killed. And duel with sabres. Likely chance your officer wins. If he loses, your officer is killed. Well, we just bought that reserve officer, and if he dies, I'm not overly upset about this, but I don't know what the reward is if we get this. I just don't know. And if we had an aristocratic officers, we might have something better, but we don't have one of them. If I could have recruited one. Who knows? Anyway, we're going to duel with sabres. That is far more gentlemanly. Satisfaction is ours. Our chosen officer met the challenger before the ranks. Salutes were exchanged and the affair was brisk. At the second pass, he struck true, and the enemy went down, calling for quarter. The prisoner is secured, his sidearms and papers taken. The men are heartened by the conduct shown, and order is restored without disturbance. A valorous display! And that guy gets 5,000 experience. Okay. Okay, that's got to be a lot, right? Yes. George William Griffin. This is, yeah, we can update this, and we can change the appearance as well. I think... Oh, he's bald? Okay, I'll put the hat back on. That looks... Oh, you guys can't see that. It's under my camera. You don't need to see that. He is a legend, George William Griffin. You don't need to see him without his hair. Let's see. So these are the traits on offer. We don't need to pick... Oh, God. I hate anything that comes with a penalty. So we've got... He's brutal, so we could have melee plus 10%, but reload speed goes down. 5% is not too bad. He's efficient, which we could increase his reload speed, but at the cost of stamina. Or strict. Veterancy gain, that's how fast they level up. That could matter a lot, but a 5% morale penalty. Morale is one of the key things in this game. What if I skip that? I don't know if that goes forever. Do you know what? I'm going to take melee. Because if anything else, we can just make him a cavalry commander. And then the reload speed won't matter. Oh, well, okay. We'll see. We'll see what we get. He also gets... We're going to see what that supply wagon does during a battle when I get some money. Alright, battlefield secured. We're going to follow this around. Oh, we found a fort. And... Oh, Holstein. Oh, Hohenstein, sorry. Where there's fewer infantry regiments recruitable. Now, that's not recruits. That reminds me, actually, I need to... Oh, they've replenished. It's okay. That's not recruits. It's actual infantry units, which we can't afford anyway. We're going to go and visit the fort. It's an abandoned fort. The enemy appears to have left this fort unguarded, either by oversight or due to the swiftness of our advance. No troops were found within, nor was a single musket discharged. We have entered the works unopposed and may now claim the ground without resistance. It would be prudent to occupy and fortify the position without delay. So if we strip it for supplies, we get some weapons. If we garrison it, we get some weapons. We lose the reservists, and the enemy HQ is delayed by 1 week. That's 7 days on here. I think that's worth doing, because we can buy reservists quite easily. Let's garrison the fort. And nice. Tula muskets. They actually look okay. Okay, they might be useful. And cuirassier swords. Alright, they're going to be good. Okay, I think that was a good choice. So, easy choice for the cavalry, because they just have worn sabres. Which we'll be selling now. And then I think the red coat recruits... accuracy 14% versus 20%. Range. They have more range and a reload of 32 seconds. Same reload, actually. 115. Do I want the range? I might do for the... Do you know what? I'm going to save that. I'm going to actually save it this time. Alright, so what's going to be the... Yeah, we go back to Hohenstein. And we're going to try and recruit some guys. Plenty of food, plenty of everything else. We take... Yeah, if we run into a battle, I'm going to need those. So, there's nothing else. I can't afford units anyway. And I can't deploy them anyway. I feel like I've overspent already and can't do anything with my stuff. What have we got? We've got some slums. Let's go clear some slums out. The Gambler's Den. Ah, interesting here. A gathering of soldiers and civilians has taken root in one of the back rooms here. The air thick with smoke and coin, changing hands over rounds of faro, are appropriately named for me. Some of our men have expressed interest in trying their luck. We may try a modest wager or stake a greater sum with hopes of returning richer. And we can rig the game. That is me. Okay, so we can wager modestly. We can stake a large sum. What happens in the Holy Roman Empire stays in the Holy Roman Empire. There's a chance to win. Or we can rig the game because we have the doctrine, saboteurs, or coffers over corpses. That is that one? I think it's that one. So we can do this then. We can rig it and just win 130. Yep. That is a no-brainer. We don't risk anything. I like that. The British cheating at cards? How ungentlemanly. Right, we're going to visit this battlefield here because I need to get 5 of these. I need to find some outposts as well. Oh, it's a duel again. Well, I mean, it's the same event that's popped up twice. So we're just going to duel with sabres. Yes, another one down. A valorous display. And that officer gains 5,000 prestige. That's a lot. Another upgrade. Considering I haven't even got this guy in charge of anything yet. So we can get charged. He's a savage. He's already got brutal. I mean, he's sounding like making a fine cavalryman at this. Brutal and savage. Yeah, that sounds really good. Calculating. No. Confident, though. 10% morale. That's just something with no penalties, and I can't see any downside to that. However, I'm thinking a cavalry veterancy gain. We don't like that. Let's take 10% morale. It's a nice, safe thing. And we can have him commanding anything then without feeling like we're gimping him in some way. Right. I need the outpost. Ah, here we go. Who's this? 14,000 men. Oh, this is the enemy HQ. I see where the outposts are. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4. They're down the bottom end of the map. Oh, there's one there. I need to come back to this battlefield. We may not have the resources to take... We don't know what event's going to be at those outposts, so... This one. That's another duel. What is this? This is random, by the way. There are lots of events. It's another thing. So we're going to go with sabres again. Is this another fight? Yeah, it is. I need to get this guy leading a bloody fight. He's winning the war one enemy at a time. What do we get next? He's also more qualified than Markgfl now, and we can't have that. So the reload speed at the cost of stamina, the veterancy gain at the cost of morale, and the cunning, flanking fire damage. Oh, flanking fire damage goes up 15%, but melee damage received goes up 10%. That's a horrible one. I think I can skip this, can I? We do have a morale bonus of 10% from that, so I could take this one without feeling like I am suffering. I'm going to take that, actually, because... Yeah, so we don't get... Having that has actually been points in the bank, allowing us to take this. The veterancy gain, I think, will be good if we ever get him to lead a force. All right, so if we go to Zulikau... item sale cost, so that basically means it's a debuff. We can't sell items for as much money there. I don't think I have much to sell at the moment. I need to get to this battlefield. Oh, and there's one at the start. Oh, there's one. Oh, okay. All right, there's no point, I think, visiting this place because we have nothing to spend. We're okay for food and resources. We're going to try and go for the outpost. I hope we don't get ambushed in the woods. 4,000 men. The volunteer, this is a forlorn hope. The volunteers at this post report that they stand ready to sell their lives dearly should it serve the greater cause. They've volunteered to strike at the enemy's command from behind, knowing well the risk. We can dispatch them at once. Their action couldn't hinder the enemy headquarters if fortune favours them. So we can train them. So we spend some ammunition. We lose 2 days. Oh, okay. For 150 ammunition, we spend 2 days training the guerrillas, but the enemy HQ is delayed by 2 weeks. Gives us loads of time to do the rest of the map. We can arm and dispatch them, which costs less ammunition, but we only gain 1 week. Or we can consolidate forces and get 370 men. Oh, let's train them and dispatch them. We'll take 2 weeks because we're well off for ammunition. And then 2 days pass, and then the time moves on. So, that was worth a visit. Iron shortage. Okay, we need to get some artillery at some point. All right, back to the road as fast as we can. Notice how our vision goes down going through the woods. That's kind of cool. The pathfinding should find the quickest route there anyway. Right, something different, thank God. A wounded nobleman. Oh, by the way, we've nearly secured the 5 battlefields to get that infantry doctrine, so that's going to be awesome. Amongst the thickets east of the field, our scouts have discovered a wounded officer, evidently left behind in our allies' retreat. His uniform and bearing suggest a man of rank. He is conscious, though greatly weakened. If we possess medical stores, he can be restored to strength. If we pray for him, we can rescue a level 2 officer. If we get the bone saw, it's a moderate chance. If we had field hospitals or sanitary conditions, which we do not. They're both moderate chances. Let's pray for him. Philip Ferdinand Morris, level 2. I need to... I mean... We've got... There's Mark over here. He's okay. He's doing all right. But we've got 2 officers. We have a level 4 officer. I need to get him in the field. I can afford it. We'll see what happens at the next town, I think. And Philip Ferdinand Morris. Oh, okay. I don't like his perks. Fire damage received plus 5%. That's not a good thing. Do you know what? Actually, let's just buy this now. And put this guy in charge. Because he is good. Rename an officer's last name to Griffin. Eh? We got a... Well, we didn't, but it's given me the Steam achievement for it. And let's put our subsidy infantry in there. Well, these were possibly going to be cavalry. I mean, we've also got... Oh, we've got infantry accuracy on there. Okay, let's switch these over. We're going to put our horsemen over there. It doesn't matter too much, because they'll still get the benefit of his command. And these chaps are going to have some better muskets. And that's all we can carry at the moment. Okay, cool. Well, there was literally nothing going on at Kunersdorf, so I sped the time up a little. Oh, we've got a convoy here. That's worth taking a look at. A supply train. Heavily guarded supply train is en route through the valley below. The carts appear unstable, overburdened with powder and equipment. A direct assault could yield valuable stores, but one stray shot may see the entire train lost in a fiery blast. Can we capture it? If we face a weak field army, we can capture 4 items, or we can set it ablaze. No, we're gonna capture it, but we need to... Okay, those are quite good. Tompions. Tight-fitting barrel plugs that reduce fouling and moisture. Small refinement. Noticeable decrease in misfires. Having shot black powder weapons now myself, I can say I've experienced misfires, although that was percussion cap stuff and the fault of ill-fitting caps. Okay, that was reasonable loot. We can actually just tool up the army before we go in, so we're going to give them to the new recruits. And we've got coffee rations. Okay, that's nice. Oh, we can't give them 2 rations, but we can give them haversacks, right? Nice, okay. And then we fight this battle here. We're outnumbered. How do we... Oh, there we go. Instant battle. Oh, they're dragoons. I thought there was some, like, cuirassiers or something, real heavy cavalry. Okay, that's fine. Okay, checking out the battlefield. I don't want to be in a position where the enemy infantry ends up in a wood where they've got defensive benefits. So we're moving over to this side, and we can anchor one flank against the edge of the map. I think the enemy can move through that, though, so it's not as solidly thought out as I think it is. But what we're going to do is we're going to do that. Let them come on. And then we've got the supply train. I don't know why I don't know what the supply train does. I'm going to guess it just adds some benefit. I'm going to have a read up on that. So I don't know is the honest answer. Old Generali can sit in the back of the hill. And our cavalry can actually sit out here in the open ground. Alright, the enemy are coming on. Our recruits are in place. Our subsidy recruits. I don't know that putting them on the flank was a great idea. They're going to be meeting royal recruits. Is this... Oh, this is a French army. Okay. I think the French get benefits to melee attacks. I'm going to have my provincial cavalry on the flank, ready to actually take advantage of their carbines there. And I think the fighting's going to land heaviest up here, so I'm moving the general to add his bonus up there. What benefit that gives me, I do not know. And battle has been joined. Let's slow things down. That's not slowing them down. Stop. Yes, I thought I heard that. They were coming straight for me. I'm going to order the charge, but we won't get the full charge. See this green bar here? You need a run-up to get a full charge benefit. We won't get that, but we're probably going to lose that, I think. That's fine. I think we can beat the rest. We're opening fire. What we really need is our guys in the center to overcome these two, and then we're fine. Yeah, that's coming. Okay. Can we just quickly do this? I don't think we can. And halt. We may as well be formed if we're going to get charged by bloody horsemen. That was a mistake, I think. But infantry generally outfights cavalry if it comes from the front. Which I think also might be historically accurate for the time period. I'm not sure. I don't know. That's looking a bit sketchy over there, to be quite honest. Those guys are nearly gone. That's excellent. We need to defeat the centre. The British foot's having a hard time over here. We are outlapping them, or overlapping them and outflanking them. Okay, they're starting to flash. They're going to go. Yeah, I did take a lot of casualties there, which I really could have done without, but that's fine. So the centre's gone. That's okay. I think... Can I get another volley on there? And did I get my horsemen back? No, they've gone. I think one of the downsides of deploying near the bottom edge of the map is that things will probably run off before they've got a chance to rally. Okay, they're getting some cover over there, which isn't good for us. But we can very quickly just do this here. And I'm going to order them to run. Pretty sure having our general here is helping. Okay, we're in position. We're going to unleash a volley. And then having said that, we are going to expand. We've got observation musketeers. I don't know what rank they are, but they're not the bottom level recruits, I'm pretty certain. Okay, panic mode activated. Run. Oh god. Form, Highlanders, form. General, move forward. This supply train's doing nothing here, by the way. Can we get in position to... Can we give these guys a volley? I don't think we... Are we? Yes, we are. Nice. Okay. And they're exhausted. We shouldn't have any problems there. Yeah, I thought so. In fact, they've shattered, so they are not coming back. That's them done. And they've gone. Brilliant. Bring up the subsidy recruits. They're going to start shooting into the flank of the recruits up there. Oh, these are redcoat recruits. Okay, so our British foot have broken. They've taken, like, a lot of casualties. It's okay. The recruits will hold, I think. Let's bring Generalissimo over. We can charge them into combat. I thought they would count as cavalry, but they don't. They're not as fast as cavalry. Let's speed the game up here, because I think we've probably got this one now. Our morale bars at the top are winning nicely, so... And as crude as it is to say, we need to take some casualties and have some fights for these guys to get some experience and level up, so... They have to see the elephant, as they used to say. Oh, those guys are gone. Excellent. Right. I'm gonna risk a charge with the Highland Foot, I think. I don't think any of that stuff's coming back. In case it is, I'll just form up behind that hedge. I'm gonna have to figure out what this benefit does. I don't know if it's resupplying the guys or not. Shall we try a charge? They're about knackered. I'm gonna try a charge. Come on. In they go. Are they going to reload in time? Not fully. And we broke them. There was a lot of charge combat in this time period. It's how battles were decided rather than, I think, just blasting away to each other. All right, so let's take a look at the casualties. We've got the money, which we really needed. Does it not say the loss? Oh, yes, it does. Here we go. So we lost 1,170 men. So we can replace that. That's okay. And we got a whole load of stuff there. So we can either change it for veterancy and provisions. We can conscript them and get a load of reservists. Or we can cash them in for a load of ammunition. I'm going to take the reservists this time. Because we're going to have to click a button here. I've lost my mouse button. I've lost my mouse, guys. Is it because the game's doing stuff? There we go. Ah, there we go. Replenish. And we should have enough stuff left. So let's see what we got from that little looting session. Anything for the horsemen? I mean, I could unlock another one and give them some cheese. We've also got beer now. Morale damage. Oh, melee damage and morale. That's quite good. What are these? These are the accuracy things. So do we have... For the redcoat recruits, we'll give them the accuracy bonus. The cross pendants, morale and charge. Oh, that's a horse thing. What can we give them? Yeah, let's get rid of that move speed penalty off the haversacks. And throw that in there. Tula muskets, 20% accuracy, 115 range. No, oh, wait, no, we have got... Oh, they've already got Tula muskets. Okay. Delft muskets. The accuracy, I think, is bad on them. Is anyone due an upgrade, by the way? Sadly, not yet. Okay, we will save our money, and we will keep the cheese and everything else, and we will load them out at the end. Oh, wait, I've got more pocket Bibles. We've got morale damage received and fire damage received minus 10%. That is awesome. I think that's too good not to hand out to someone. Let's give them to... Again, we're going to be taking the T off someone, and that's going to really upset them. Let's take the haversacks off for the morale, but the fire damage received, that's awesome. Let's definitely put that in there. Alright, so, success. We need to head towards... there's an outpost down here, so we're heading towards Landsberg. This one has a benefit of selling things for more money. Oh, I saw a fight come in there. These are basic heavy jackets. Let's sell those. We do need to cash some of this stuff in. The worn muskets can go and the worn swords can go. And I will sell a cheese. And let me just see. Yeah, we're not going to be buying greatcoats. Oh, attrition reduction. See, these are worth spending money on. But the money is like desperately needed. We could... Oh, field artillery for 1,000? Yeah, I wish. we could have recruits, and then if the recruits level up, we can change them to artillery. It'll take a bit of leveling up. Do you know what? We will take what's available. We will throw these guys in. They're there, and now I wish I'd kept the muskets and the cheese and everything else, but never mind. They can only have one. That's fine. There's a fight coming straight out of town here. 5,700 men. Let's get them. The Battle of Landsberg. Okay. Okay, what we actually have here is a wonderful position for a front line in cover throughout these woods. So we're going to do that. And we may keep one guy up on the hill. Do you know what? I'm actually quite happy with how we're situated here. So let's do that to start with. And then put guys in the woods like that. As much cover as we can get. And let's speed up a little bit. The British foot here are probably not in the best of positions. They are getting the benefit of some cover, actually. 46%. I'm going to move them forward like that. And on this side... Do you know what? Let's bring these guys out as well. I think we can actually overlap the enemy here. And all we have to really watch out for is that stinking cavalry. Oh, we haven't recovered fully from the last battle. That sucks. Yikes. Okay, get you up there. And we're definitely going to be obviously fighting over here. We'll switch down to double speed at this point because the fighting's about to break in. Yeah, we're in a better position for fire combat, so if we can drive these guys off. Don't fancy taking on that provisional cavalry over there. They, I think, are going to go against... They're going to go against my flank. And this is gonna... Okay, I've got too many guys over here. What we need to do is clearly get those involved. And I am going to thicken the line and withdraw a bit here. And then we're going to watch, because at this point we are definitely going to get charged. There we go. We'll give them a volley. I'll let the subsidy recruits take this. And let's get the... No, let's just... Whoa. Wrong button. Okay. Attack. And let's just get my horsemen on the flank, ready to either shoot or charge in. So I think the subsidy recruits will probably run from this. Having said that, they're actually holding okay. And the Russian provincial cavalry is not the best stuff. And that Serf regiment is about to break. And I don't know if friendly fire is a thing in this. Okay, we're winning this one quite comfortably, so this is nice. This is very nice. Right, we definitely want to be up on this flank. And you guys want to be positioned like that. Just run into combat. Okay, so cavalry charge coming in the middle. I don't know if throwing my general into a fight is a good idea. I don't know if they fight like horsemen. Right, we're going to charge that because they're about to break. The only thing is, I think everything then is going to... Yeah, everything's going to retreat. But we can slaughter some of these and get some bonus kills here. Ah! Beaten to it again. Just not quite quick enough. We are playing this on standard difficulty, as far as I know. In fact, I didn't see a difficulty setting when I looked, so I'm going to assume this is the standard difficulty. We've got some good muskets there. These are more accurate, the Charleville ones, but slower rate of fire. What the hell is that? Oh, gunner's implements and some 3-pound cannon. 3-pound cannon are not worth saving, so we can actually sell those. But the gunner's implements are good. Nice. Okay, we're okay for recruits, ammo, and food, so I'm going to take the cash. It also gives us ammunition. Let us see. Let's do that, and that. We didn't take too many losses there, so that's pretty sweet. Did anyone level up? No one's leveled up yet. Oh, yep, somebody has. Okay, so we have the red coat recruits. We can actually level these guys up. Oh, we could make them battalion artillery. We could get our first artillery battery of the game. I think we're okay. Oh, we could make them cavalry as well. Having more cavalry is nice. Well, we're going to recruit artillery. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. This is what I wanted. I'm sure we can get more red coat recruits, but getting more artillery is more expensive. Oh my god, these guys actually start with 1-pounder guns. If we recruit artillery, they start with 3-pounder. I was not aware of this, so I'm really glad that we found this out this way before I sold the cannons. Yeah, 3-pounder guns are not great. So, there is that. Oh, and their worn bayonets obviously come off because they're not using them. So let's give them the limber chest for ammo consumption, and they can have the gunner's implements for more reload. Yeah, I maybe should have actually done something different with those, but never mind. It's fine. I've just noticed that our glorious leader has a new trait. Ooh, okay. So he's terrifying. Morale damage dealt is up by 15% for everything under his command. That's good. But melee damage received and veterancy gained, that's also good. I don't see a downside to, I mean, a morale reduction. I'm going to go with firm. I don't like taking anything with red stats. So we'll avoid it if we can. This is looking a lot better. So have we got anything nice that we can dole out? They've got their stuff. Basic haversacks give morale and stamina bonus. I'm sure there's someone with... Oh, hang on. You have... Ah, you need some stuff, my friend. So you can have... Let's take these guys and give them the Charleville muskets because they'll make good use out of them. And then you get the land pattern ones. And is anyone with any garbage muskets? Land pattern or Delft? 14% accuracy. I don't really want that. I don't think I want that. Okay, and you guys can also take advantage of those. And accuracy. Nice. We're not at the moment going to spend money to upgrade these, as good as that would be. Especially for horses. It's 100. No, we need the cash. We need the cash. All right, I think we're going to leave it there for this first episode. So let me know what you guys think about Master of Command. I quite like it. Each faction does play out differently. I've got to say I'm not experienced with the game yet. I played a little bit of the demo, hence why I know how some of the mechanics work. We're well on our way to achieving victory, or achieving our goals in Act 1. And then Act 2, our army moves forward with us. We meet tougher enemies like that. So as I say, it's not a serious recreation of the 7 Years' War, but it is a nice little procedurally generated adventurous campaign with a 7 Years' War theme, which I think is kind of cool. Anyway, folks, hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts. As always, don't forget to hit like down below because that really does help these videos out. And of course, I'll catch you as always again on the next one.